मेकिंग का मेमोरीज कुछ हम लोगों को
मेकिंग के टाइम मैम तो बहुत बिजी थी मेकिंग रिकॉर्ड्स देयर शी वाज बिजी playing and training in the World Cup camp, and I was busy working really hard to somehow just make sure the ball hits the bat.
कितना टाइम लगा स्टडी के लिए?
देखो इनिशियली हमारे पास सिर्फ 2-3 महीने थे, बट फॉर अ चेंज कोविड हेल्प्ड अस अ लिटिल बिट, तो वी गॉट अ लिटिल बिट एक्सटेंशन, तो वो 2-3 महीने के 5-6 महीने हो गए बाय द टाइम वी शॉट द क्रिकेट पोर्शन. सो आई हैड लाइक 5 to 6 months बिफोर वी स्टार्टेड शूटिंग इन टोटल.
Okay, moving on to the next one. Yes, again, lady. Yes, a yellow kurta. Okay, please pass the microphone. Hello, good afternoon to you all. Well, I'm Riya Shraddha Chatterjee. Okay, please quiet everyone. Please cooperate with each another.
কি কিছু শুনতে পাবো না তো, সাইলেন্স প্লিজ.
Hello, everyone. Well, I'm Riya Shraddha Chatterjee from Music Bangla. I do have a question for Taapsee. Well, playing living legend is quite tough. Definitely, when she's right next to you.
Thankfully she was not next to me when I was shooting it.
Absolutely. So the person who trained you, Nosin Alkader. So how did she train you and how did she make you Mithali?
That is the wrong question for me. You would ask that to Nushin. I'm sure this is probably the toughest training she's ever given to anyone till now.
Every shot was perfect, but how did you step into the character?
Oh, that's good, sir. But you know, you're going to play someone as legendary as her. You don't have the privilege of going wrong. So that is when I remember Srijit sir के साथ मीटिंग में मैंने कहा सर आपके पास माइक है, आपके पास मॉनिटर है, जब तक ओके मत बोलना जब तक you don't get the perfect shot. So I was like giving it, totally surrendering it to him, that you because he's a cricket fanatic, so I knew that I will have to work really hard, but cricket गलत नहीं जाएगा, that I was sure because he was there. So that really helped. Nushin did the work before I went on the shooting spot, and then thereafter it was in his hand. So honestly, I had the only credit that I have to give to myself is that to work really hard. But the output that you see is because of Nushin and then in his hands.
And the lady sitting right next to you.
Well, that is only the review I was waiting from here, because the only review I asked for after seeing the trailer or after watching the film was hers, because I was like, I don't really care of any other review. I just want to know from her how did she feel, because it's her life. It will not happen again for her, it will not happen again for me, not happen again for Indian cinema. So this is the first and the last time a film like this is going to get made. After this, whatever you will see of women's cricket, you would have seen something before. So the first time always becomes special. So yeah, and I got my reviews and I'm very happy.
It's like scaling Mount Everest. Mount Everest অনেকে চড়েছেন, but the first time is always very special. So people still remember Tenzing and Edmund Hillary because of that. So we have our Tenzing and Edmund Hillary who scaled the story of women's cricket for the first time. And I will add a little bit. So when I first went to meet Taapsee, we sat down, we started chatting. Taapsee offered me tea. I asked for a cricket bat instead, because our first meeting started off on a technical note that I have seen some footages. I want to see how we can change the backlift slightly, how we can change your stance slightly. Then I had a conversation with Mithali. She was in a bio bubble. So I asked her that how is her backlift different while facing spinners as opposed to pacers? How it has evolved over the years, because 2017 footage we were seeing of the World Cup, the stance was slightly different from other footages. So we got into the technicalities pretty soon, and something which I told Taapsee very clearly, Taapsee, playing cricket will not suffice. You have to fall in love with the game. And that is what she did, because every day at 6 o'clock we used to go. I used to pad up with her as well, so we used to practice on adjacent nets. And all the bowlers bowling, apart from a couple of actors, all of them are state level players. So Taapsee practiced facing people who have bowled at the state level. So There was no shortcut, there was no sugar coating of anything. I remember she once got her toe very badly bruised by a New Yorker. She faced full-on cricket, and when she started connecting and hitting those cover drives, the satisfaction which I saw on the face, I told her that this satisfaction you can only capture on camera if it's for real, and that happened for real. So in fact, I remember one day of shoot, I had said pack up because we had done, and Taapsee was still playing. She continued playing in the field, and that kind of sums up the entire experience for me. A person who had never held a cricket bat was now playing even after the shot was over, the shoot was over. She was continuously playing with the girls in the field. So that has been the incredible journey.
So it was all blood and sweat.
Absolutely, absolutely.
That's for sure. Okay, thank you so much. Moving on to the next question. Raise your hand. Yes, you.
Okay, please pass on the microphone.
Please pass on the microphone.
একটু মাইকটা পাস করতে হেল্প করবেন, মানে মাইক নিয়ে ছোড়াছুড়ি হলে তো ব্যাপারটা দৃষ্টিকটু লাগে। না মাইকে করবেন প্লিজ, যা করতে।
हेलो हेलो मैम, मेरा सवाल मिताली मैम से है। जब आपको पता चला कि तापसी पन्नू आपकी किरदार निभाने वाली है रियल लाइफ में, पहला रिएक्शन आपके माइंड में क्या था?
पहला रिएक्शन ये था कि एक्टिंग तो कर लेगी वो, पर ये कि बैटिंग कर पाएगी कि नहीं, ये मेरा डाउट था। लेकिन ट्रेलर देखने के बाद अभी तो मैंने कहा था कि बहुत इम्प्रेसिव बैटिंग रहा है मूवी में, ट्रेलर में, so I'm sure people will enjoy watching the movie. And yeah, that was the little apprehension I had when I got to know that she is going to do the role.
थैंक यू मैम। मैम तापसी मैम से मेरा क्वेश्चन है, मैं ताज़ा टीवी से हूँ। आगे भी क्या आप इस तरीके का किरदार निभाएंगी?
नहीं, ये पहली और आखिरी बारी है, दोबारा नहीं होता रिपीट, भाई बहुत मेहनत लगती है।
थैंक यू।
Okay, now he's here. Okay, he will ask.
মাইকটা একটু পাস করে দিন। থ্যাংক ইউ।
Excuse me. Yeah. Mr. Srijit, I have a question to you. I'm Zahar Ali Khan.
sure.
In real life, there was a press conference where one journalist asked Mithali Raj, who is your favorite male cricketer?
Yes.
So she said that if I ask the same question to you, who is your favorite female cricketer, women cricketer, what will be the answer? Is it there in your film? The same sequence?
Have you seen the trailer of the film?
No, I have not seen the trailer.
फिर तो मतलब
No, is it there in the film? That scene, the scenario?
Forget about
that
the
is-
film, it's there in the trailer.
it's there in the trailer.
Yeah.
So not only the film, it is, so obviously if it's in the trailer, it's in the film.
Yeah.
But I strongly suggest to know the answer of this question, please go and watch the film.
Okay.
I can ensure that you will not be disappointed.
And another thing, when
Yeah.
we think about Jhulan Goswami, we think about Wesley Hall or Doyle Gardner of West Indies. She is
Yes.
tall.
Yes.
But the character was enacted by, I think, Mumtaz. But she is shorter than Jhulan Goswami. So how would we adjust that?
Two things. Mumtaz is very tall. I think she's taller than you also. Very tall. Seriously very tall. Yeah, taller than Taapsee also. With Jhulan, I have not compared them with a measuring tape. But I don't think we have anywhere said that she's playing Jhulan Goswami in the film. I don't think there was any communication on that regard. She's playing a fast bowler in the film. And, she's done a fantastic job. She has also picked up the nuances of cricket. She's also not from a cricketing background. And she worked really hard to pick up the nuances of pace bowling and fast bowling. But yeah, I guess height-wise, I don't think there could be any comparison or there is any scope for any comparison.
And two questions to Mithali Raj. What are the chances of Indian cricket team in these Commonwealth Games? And how do you see the rise of your Harmanpreet? Yeah.
See, I think before any big event, the preparation is very important. So the way if you prepare well and
because it's a T20 format and Commonwealth Games cricket is got the first time they've got an entry. Uh, I think if you have your tactical and strategies in place, our team has a great chance to make a podium finish. Well, see, she's been leading T20 since 2016, so I think she is, experienced enough to lead India into the Commonwealth Games.
तापसी जी सवाल आपसे ये है आपके 3-4 ऐसे फिल्म जो स्पोर्ट्स से जुड़े हुए हैं आप ऐसे स्पोर्ट्स फैमिली से भी बिलोंग करते हो और बैडमिंटन से भी खासा लगाव है तो ये स्पोर्ट्स के जो बारे में जो फिल्म है इसको चूज करना आपके करियर के बारे में कुछ बताइए और कैसे आप चूज करते हो और कैसे खुद को उस जगह में पीक करते हो जाके एकदम रियल लगे कैरेक्टर को
तो बड़े सारे सवाल पूछ लिए आपने मैं इतना बोलूंगी स्पोर्ट्स एंड आई हैव म्यूचुअल लव फॉर ईच अदर बचपन से ही मैं काफी स्पोर्ट्स में रुचि रखती आई हूँ पिक्चर देखने से पहले स्पोर्ट्स देखना शुरू किया था खेलना शुरू किया था मैंने बट कभी किसी एक स्पोर्ट के अंदर प्रोफेशनली ट्रेन नहीं हुई वो इतनी अपॉर्चुनिटी नहीं मिली लाइफ में तो जो भी सीखने को मिलता था मैं सारे स्पोर्ट जो भी अब होते थे स्कूल टाइम पे सब के लिए एनरोल करके सीख लेती थी तो अब वो मौका नाउ बिकम एन एक्टर सो नाउ आई गेट अ चांस टू यूज माय मीडियम टू अगेन बिकम अ स्पोर्ट्स आई थिंक द बिगेस्ट ब्यूटी दैट अट्रैक्ट्स मी टू माय जॉब इज कि आप एक ही लाइफ में ना बहुत सारे लाइफ जी सकते हो तो मैं शायद अगर एथलीट बनती तो एक स्पोर्ट खेल पाती अभी एक्टर तो मैं बड़े सारे खेल लेती हूँ
Okay, please
hello,
wait.
Taapsee,
Please wait. Okay, please wait.
Taapsee, this side, Shobik from India Blooms. In several interviews, you have said that you won't be, working in any sports film, and you are done with it. I just want to know that these films are great in their own way, and the characters are. So, did you go through any kind of dilemma while choosing the script and this film?
No dilemma. I instantly said yes without thinking about how hard it's going to be. Had I thought about it's going to be so hard, I probably would have given it a second thought about it. But yes, I don't want to do it anymore because it's not, at least for a few years. I'll tell you why, because it's not just physically exhausting, it's becoming mentally exhausting for me. Because I'm almost forgetting I'm an actor, not an athlete. I'm leading two lives. Every day morning, get up at 5-6 in the morning, go for training for a particular sport. And then I have to go and shoot for another film for 12 hours. So I literally, if I'm an athlete, then an athlete trains and then rests the whole day. If I'm an actor, you shoot for 12 hours and rest for the remaining day. But I have to do both. So it's becoming mentally exhaustive for me now. So it's been 2 years, I've been non-stop training, shooting almost every day. Now I want to just shoot.
Tweeted a post regarding your next film, Donkey, and you have said that after 10 years you waited and now this is happening. So do you think the upcoming project where you will be featuring is the result of the path which you have treaded in the last 10 years?
I think it's just a result of some right decisions I would have made in my life. That's what it is.
Okay, please one by one. Please keep quiet.
I
keep
watched the
quiet.
trailer. It was wonderful, actually. It was very ironical. The last question, where the reporter actually asked that who's your male, favorite cricketer. So you have been playing a lot of women-centric role right now. What made you choose this one?
Because as I said in the beginning, it's the first time there'll not be another Mithali Raj that we'll have in cricket. There'll not be another film which will take you through the journey of women's cricket for like 23 years. That's actually 20 years that we've shown in the film, but you'll see the journey of her journey from the time she was 9 years old to the time she was 36 years old by the World Cup. So you'll not have this quick 2.5-hour recap to catch up with women's cricket. If you consider anyone else's life, I'm not sure if you'll get such a good recap as you'll get with someone like her. And yeah, the icing on the cake is the kind of records that she holds internationally. I'm just, I think I'm privileged, proud, lucky to be doing this character which will go down in history when you see decades later.
That's true. Thank you so much. And one question to you, actually. You've played the Indian cricket team captain for one of the longest time ever in the women's cricket team. You spoke a lot about women empowerment. Do you still think that it's a bit of patriarchal that women cricket team is not given so much of limelight as the male cricket team are given in India?
See, that still exists. but it will take some time to completely, eradicate that. Things are improving in that aspect, and I personally believe that we keep performing time and again, and that probably will change the way the society looks at women and judges them solely on their ability and on their performance and their capability rather than looking at their gender and everything. Yeah.
To add to that,
just one
to
question.
add to that,
Yeah.
that, very recently New Zealand cricket has come up with equal pay for men and women. So change is absolutely here. It's been heralded by people like Mithali, and we'll soon be there. Yeah.
Okay, the last two questions left. Okay. Hello. Hi.
যাবে পেছনে যাবে
Hi.
ওরম বলতে হয়
हाय
বলতে হয়।
सुपर्णा फ्रॉम संवाद प्रतिदिन मैं किससे क्वेश्चन करूँ यही समझ में नहीं आ रहा, बहुत सारे क्वेश्चन हैं, पर पहले आपसे करती हूँ कि आपने एक जगह कहा था कि आप एक टाइम पे क्रिकेट देखना बंद कर दिए थे. सॉरी मेरी हिंदी के लिए.
परफेक्ट, समझ में आ रहा है मुझे बिल्कुल एकदम.
तो ऐसा क्यों, और इस बारे में मिताली जी आपका क्या कहना है?
I think it's a lot of people will resonate with that feeling. It is not कुछ अलग सा नहीं हुआ था. When the whole, I've been very honest about the fact कि जब वो match fixing thing came out, I was in school, very early years. So a kid of that, I think I'm not sure even if I was a teenager back then. मतलब उस टाइम के अराउंड ही था, मैं 12-13 साल की होंगी. And बहुत heartbreaking था for a cricket lover of that, and that to a kid. Right, I used to go and pray. Literally, मतलब मैं अपना जो गुटखा होता है, I mean, because I'm a Sikh family girl, so I used to start reading that when India used to play. I was that crazy about cricket back then, and then a small girl felt very heartbroken when when I got to know that, and that's why it became a moment for me to say कि मैं नाराज नहीं हो जाते किसी से जिससे बहुत प्यार करते हैं. When you love something so much or someone so much and you feel that that person has broken your heart, you don't want to talk to that person for some time. So that's what happened with me in cricket back then.
मैम आपका क्या कहना है इस सिचुएशन?
वापस से क्रिकेट देख तो रही है,
मैं खेल लिया
है और क्या मैं कहूँ.
I've played it now. मतलब उससे बड़ा प्यार कैसे दिखाऊँ अब मैं?
I think that probably was one of the toughest phases as cricketers, and but now I think we shouldn't be revisiting that. We should be looking forward. Yeah.
সৃজিত দা, তুমি প্রথম থেকে এই সিনেমাটার ডিরেকশন পাওনি, তো তুমি যখন প্রথম মানে মাঝখান থেকে পেলে তখন কিভাবে বিষয়টাকে সামলালে?
মাঝখান বলাটা ঠিক হবে না, 8-10 দিনের শুট হয়েছিল, around 10%. So and mostly I mean the child who plays Mithali, so entire Taapsee's portion was left and everything. So it didn't really matter, because cricket is such a passion with me. It is my first love. I mean, it's something which I love more than I love cinema. I mean, I just made my first film, and I thought it will not work, and I'll eventually become a cricket journalist working at Cricinfo, which was just beside my office as an econometrician when I was working in Bangalore. So when I quit and I made a film, I didn't expect it will work, and then one after the other it went on working, and I couldn't become a cricket journalist. But these are the vicarious way you live your passion. I have commentated on IPL, I have read a lot on cricket, I have written on cricket, I played cricket till university. So, and obviously, so when a person who loves cricket so much, उसके बाद एक film आता है कि which is about a legend like Mithali, which stars one of my favorite actors with whom I've been planning to make a film from God knows when, ever since I met her on the premiere of Pink. Since then we've kept in touch, and we've bounced scripts of her, asking for her feedback and planning to work with her. So when all these things come together, when stars are aligned like this, to let you in on a secret, even if the film was offered to me when 90% of the film is done, I would have still taken it. So it doesn't really matter at what stage.
Hi.
আচ্ছা, এবার একটু পেছনে যাক মাইকটা। যখন আপনার কাছে মাইকটা গেছিল আপনি তখন জিজ্ঞেস করেননি কেন? এই তো এখানে মাইকটা ঘুরঘুর করছিল। আচ্ছা, এক সেকেন্ড মাইকটা পেছনে যাক, আপনি তাড়াতাড়ি প্রশ্ন করুন। এটার জন্য রূপলী পর্দায় চোখ রাখতে হবে। সবই যদি বলে দিই তাহলে সিনেমাটা দেখবে কি, তাই না? সিনেমা দেখুন না গিয়ে রুবলি বলতে ভালো লাগবে, বিশ্বাস করুন। আপনার কি প্রশ্ন?
बैटिंग और आउट नहीं होना है, ये सीखा है मैंने।
हाँ बस। अच्छा पीछे एक सेकंड, लास्ट टू क्वेश्चन। द माइक गोज
to come in the board of administration after retirement? Would you like to come into the board of administration?
Well, that can definitely be a choice that I would, if I'm offered, definitely why not.
Okay, the mic goes to the back. Last two questions. Acha, shout.
Okay, I have questions for all of one question for each of you. Coming to Mithali first. Mithali, this term, the Shabaash Mithu, the title of the film, is very significant. So, what is your first significant memory of this term? Who told you Shabaash Mithu, the first significant memory, and what are the happiest and the saddest memory related to this term in your life, Shabaash Mithu?
Well, I don't want to talk about the saddest memory because it's a happy place. So you should be talking about happy things and inspiring things. Shabaash Mithu is what my teammates used to always encourage me when I walk into bat or when I score runs, and that is why I think the name resonates a lot more, and it touches those emotional chords in me, remembering all those teammates that I've played along with and who've encouraged me while I'm on the field or off the field, having good times. So they fondly call me Mithu. So that's what the movie name is.
Last question. Last question. Yeah.
आपको कोचिंग में आ सकते हो?
ना ओटा आधा टाइम। हाँ
फ्यूचर में कोचिंग में हम देख सकते हो?
हाँ।
তোমার কাছ থেকে আমরা অনেক বায়োপিক পেয়েছি বাংলা। সেই বায়োপিকের ক্যারেক্টারগুলো আমাদের সামনে ছিল না। বাট এই বায়োপিকটা স্বয়ং বসে রয়েছে মিতালি।
রাইট। এই
মানে এটা কতটা টাফ বা কতটা ইজি, মানে তোমার আগের বায়োপিকগুলো তৈরি করার ক্ষেত্রে আর এইটার ক্ষেত্রে? দিস ইজ মাই কোশ্চেন।
প্রচন্ডই টাফ, কারণ অবভিয়াসলি একজন ছিল রাজা দেখার পর ভাওয়াল সন্ন্যাসী তো আমাকে রিভিউ দেবেন না, কিন্তু সাবাস মিথু দেখার পর মিতালি রাজ দেবেন এবং দিয়েওছেন, কারণ উনি অনেক দেখেছেন। So obviously it's much tougher, but it's also easy on one sense that I couldn't consult Bhaval Shunnashi when I was making Akjichlo Raja, but I could consult Mithali albeit through a bio bubble. We spoke over Zoom, but she really did a lot of hand-holding for all of us, for me, for Nushin, for the entire team of Shabaash Mithu. The way the script was written, Priya, who wrote the script, she interviewed her, so there were lots of things which she contributed to in terms of writing the script. So obviously that also had its own advantage. Anyway, thank you so much. We have to take some pictures, or you don't want pictures? Then we can go on. You want pictures? Okay, then let's go for the photo op. They have a flight to take, they have a flight to catch. So thank you so much.
I have one question.